The family dining room felt smaller than usual, crowded with disapproval as my parents and sister gathered for what they called an important discussion. Mom's designer outfit and Dad's surgeon credentials seemed to fill the space, while my sister Diana's white coat from her prestigious private practice hung like a trophy on the chair. I sat in my worn lab coat, the one they'd mocked as shabby, unaware that its pocket contained notes worth billions. "Katherine," Dad began, his chief of surgery voice in full effect, "this has gone on long enough. Your mother and I are concerned about your career choices." I glanced at my phone, silently tracking the final phase of clinical trials. The treatment protocol we'd developed was showing unprecedented success rates, but they didn't need to know that yet. "The lab work is progressing," I said quietly, knowing our breakthrough was hours away from changing medicine forever. "Progressing?" Diana snorted, adjusting her designer watch. "You've been stuck in that university lab for 5 years. I've built a whole cardiology practice in that time." Mom sipped her wine, diamond rings catching the light. "Darling, Diana's practice just opened a second location. Meanwhile, you're still playing with test tubes." The irony wasn't lost on me. Those test tubes contained compounds that would revolutionize cancer treatment. "Research takes time," I replied as my tablet silently processed another batch of promising results. "Time." Dad lowered his reading glasses. "You're 34, Katherine. Diana's already on the hospital board. And dating that neurosurgeon," Mom added pointedly, "while you spend your weekends with cell cultures." My phone vibrated. Probably the patent office with final approval. I ignored it. "The lab work is important," I insisted. "Our results are showing." "Results?" Diana interrupted. "You mean those endless experiments that never go anywhere? While I'm saving actual lives." "Your trust fund isn't infinite," Dad warned, his glasses reflecting the chandelier light. "And your portion is nearly depleted." "I haven't touched the trust fund," I said. "Not in 3 years." Mom nearly dropped her wine glass. "Then how are you surviving? That tiny university lab can't possibly." My phone buzzed again. Then again. Suddenly alerts were flooding in. "Breaking. Revolutionary cancer treatment patent valued at $6.1 billion. Medical world stunned by breakthrough therapy. Big Pharma in bidding war for groundbreaking treatment." The family room's TV, usually playing financial news, suddenly switched to breaking medical coverage. My research photos appeared on screen, followed by footage of our successful clinical trials. Dad's reading glasses cracked in his grip. "That's..." Diana's perfect composure slipped. "That can't be." "Actually," I said, finally meeting their stares, "that's my patent. The treatment protocol you called endless experiments just revolutionized cancer therapy." Mom's wine glass trembled as footage of our lab's breakthrough played across every news channel. The treatment protocol they dismissed as wasted time was now being hailed as the biggest medical advancement of the decade. But you're always working such long hours," Mom stammered, her social circle's judgment forgotten in the face of billion-dollar headlines. "Those weren't just experiments." I pulled up our research data on my tablet. Every late night, every missed family dinner, every weekend in the lab, we were rewriting cancer treatment. Diana frantically searched medical journals on her phone, her prestigious practice suddenly seeming smaller. "These success rates, they're impossible." "Only if you don't understand molecular biology," I replied, watching their faces transform. "While you were mocking my endless lab work, I was developing a treatment that makes traditional protocols look medieval." The house phone started ringing, medical reporters already tracking down the family. Dad's hospital colleagues were flooding his phone with messages. "Those strange compounds you kept ordering," Diana said weakly, "the ones I told the hospital board were probably basic research materials. Breakthrough molecules. Each synthesis worth more than your entire practice." I paused. "By the way, that prestigious cancer ward you consult for? They'll be using my protocol by next quarter." My phone rang, the New England Journal of Medicine. I declined the call. The medical press could wait until my family fully grasped how wrong they'd been. "But you never published anything significant," Mom whispered. "All those medical galas where I had to explain why you weren't in real practice like Diana." "Check the embargo lift." I pulled up the publication list. 37 papers, all releasing today. Every major journal. Every significant finding. We kept quiet until the patent was secure. The university president's call lit up my screen, panic evident in the preview message. Dr. Hamilton. The pharmaceutical companies are overwhelming our licensing office. The licensing will be handled appropriately, I answered calmly. But first I need to explain to my family why their worthless researcher just revolutionized oncology. Diana's perfectly maintained professional mask cracked. Your protocol? Along with every derivative treatment in development, I confirmed. Those wasted weekends you ridiculed? Each one brought us closer to the cure. The TV now showed footage of our clinical trials. Terminal patients recovering, tumors shrinking, survival rates soaring beyond anything medicine had seen before. The lab equipment, Dad said slowly, all those funding requests you kept making, paid for itself thousands of times over, I nodded. While you were calling me a disappointment, I was revolutionizing cancer treatment. Those basic experiments you mocked? They're now worth billions. Mom's social climbing mind was visibly recalculating, probably already planning how to spin years of dismissal into maternal pride. Don't bother, I said, noting her expression. The university's PR team has strict protocols about family statements. They'll contact you with approved talking points. PR team, she echoed faintly. Can't have family members accidentally revealing proprietary information, can we? Those endless lab hours you ridiculed were actually groundbreaking research sessions. The university's press conference room was buzzing with activity as my research team prepared to formally announce our breakthrough. Through the glass walls, I could see my family huddled in the waiting area, their perfect medical dynasty facade crumbling as pharmaceutical executives rushed past them. The Phase 3 results, my lead researcher Sarah whispered, her lab coat as worn as mine. They're even better than we projected. Complete remission in 89% of cases. I nodded, watching Dad frantically flip through our published papers, his surgeon's confidence shaken by page after page of revolutionary science. Diana stood nearby, her private practice's logo suddenly looking small compared to the major pharmaceutical companies' representatives gathering outside. Dr. Hamilton, the university president approached, practically vibrating with excitement. Merck is offering $8.2 billion for exclusive rights. Pfizer's counteroffer is coming in at $8.5 billion. Tell them both no, I said calmly, pulling up our complete research database. We're not selling. This treatment needs to be accessible, not locked behind corporate patents. Mom's perfectly manicured hand flew to her throat. But billions of dollars are less important than saving lives, I finished, projecting our global implementation plan onto the conference room wall. We're licensing the protocol openly, with controlled pricing to ensure availability. The press room screens displayed our treatment's mechanism of action, an elegant dance of molecules that made traditional chemotherapy look like medieval bloodletting. Every medical journal in the world was running our papers as their cover story. Those late nights, Diana said slowly, her voice hollow, when you missed my practice's grand opening. We were synthesizing the core compound, I explained, bringing up the molecular structure. That same night we had our first successful cell culture response. The pharmaceutical executives were getting agitated, their offers climbing higher by the minute. Dad's phone kept buzzing with calls from his hospital board. Apparently, they were desperate to claim some connection to the breakthrough. Your trust fund, he started again, his voice carrying a hint of desperation. Went to funding early research, I confirmed. Before we got the NIH grants, every penny you threatened to withhold was invested in saving lives. The conference room had filled with holographic displays of our clinical data. Patient recovery rates, tumor reduction metrics, and survival statistics floated around us like a constellation of hope. Your sister's hospital connections, Mom tried again. Surely there's some potential for collaboration. Her private clinic? I pulled up our implementation timeline. Is too small for our initial rollout. We're starting with major cancer centers and research hospitals. Diana's phone kept chiming with messages from her practice partners. Our oncology department. It's requesting protocol access. They'll get it, I assured her. Along with every other qualified facility. This isn't about prestige. It's about helping patients. The university's PR team was struggling to manage the media frenzy. Journalists had discovered our family's medical background, and the contrast between their traditional practice and my revolutionary research was proving irresistible. The board positions, Mom whispered, her social status visibly recalculating. The hospital committees are less important than the lives we're saving, I said, displaying patient recovery videos. While you were counting hospital board seats, we were counting cancer remissions. Sarah appeared with another update. The WHO is online one. They want to discuss global distribution protocols. Mom's perfectly maintained composure cracked completely. World Health Organization? One of many partnerships, I explained. While you were planning Diana's practice expansion, we were planning to reshape global cancer treatment. That oncology board you bragged about. They're voting to adopt our protocol next week. 3 months after the breakthrough announcement, I stood in our expanded research facility, watching real-time data flow from hospitals worldwide. Recovery rates, survival statistics, and implementation metrics created a digital tapestry of hope across wall-sized displays. My tablet showed Diana's latest attempt at reconciliation, a carefully worded medical journal editorial about family innovation legacy and collaborative medicine. Below it, alerts tracked Dad's hospital struggling to join our primary research network. Turns out dismissing basic research had consequences. Dr. Hamilton, our AI system Medica materialized on the main screen. Mayo Clinic is reporting unprecedented success rates with the protocol. They're requesting expanded access for their pediatric oncology department. And the family situation? I asked, though our analytics had already compiled the data. Your father's hospital board position is under review. His previous comments about wasting time in research have complicated their research funding applications. Medica displayed the meeting minutes. He's attempted to revise his stance, but the archives are quite thorough. Diana. Her private practice has lost 3 oncologists to research centers implementing your protocol. They're now submitting an application to become a secondary treatment site. I reviewed their application, noting how they tried to rebrand years of dismissal as valuable clinical insight. The research center hummed with purpose as another wave of data flowed in. Through the smart glass windows, I could see our new treatment wing rising against the university skyline, its advanced facilities making traditional cancer centers look obsolete. The chief of surgery wants to collaborate, Medica reported. They'll provide surgical support for trial patients. The same department that called my research career suicide? I smiled at the success data. A subtle alert pulsed. Mom was in the lobby trying to arrange a tour with her charity board. Your latest post is trending, Medica said. She claims she always supported your work. Show me the archives. Memories filled the air. Mom mocking my lab work, Diana dismissing me, every family dinner where research was belittled. The patient database pulsed. More cancer centers reporting full remission. AI matched patients with optimized treatments. Katherine. Mom called at my door. Security won't let us into the lab. Biosecurity protocols, I said. Your clearance isn't sufficient. But we're family, she pleaded. The medical world wants us involved. Really? I projected social media. Or are they seeing your past comments about your disappointing daughter? Screens showed every insult, every condescending remark. We didn't know, she whispered. No, I said. You chose not to know. You were too busy praising Diana and Dad while I transformed cancer treatment. Through the windows, Diana fumbled with a post, so proud of my sister's breakthrough. Your father's hospital position, Mom began. Becoming irrelevant, I finished. Modern medicine needs researchers. We're revolutionizing disease treatment. Live feeds showed patients recovering worldwide. Dr. Hamilton, Medica said, the Nobel Committee is on line 1. Mom's eyes widened as global medical leaders appeared on our feeds. The hospital connections, she tried. The protocol speaks for itself, I said. Innovation, not social climbing. More success stories streamed in. Dad was escorted out after trying to access our labs. One last thing, I called. That trust fund you worried about. Now funds research fellowships. Turns out just a researcher was worth investing in. Mom finally understood. I hadn't just succeeded, I'd revolutionized cancer treatment. 1 month later, at Nexus's Global Command Center, quantum displays tracked AI breakthroughs worldwide. Emma tried to claim influence on social media. Dad's venture firm was losing relevance. Mom still tried to leverage her old tech position. Quantum authentication, I said. Your legacy systems aren't compatible. Are the media noticing? She asked. Or are they seeing your years of dismissing our work? I projected the timeline. Mocking comments, missed opportunities, outdated thinking. Nexus processed breakthroughs globally, solving problems faster than traditional methods. Corporate connections? Mom asked. Nexus represents the future of intelligence, I said. Not the climbing you chased. Dad tried to access labs. Security blocked him. Emma submitted a proposal to adopt Nexus in surgery, rebranding past dismissal as early insight. Your trust fund, I said. Now worth more than Apple's market cap. Playing with AI was worth investing in. Mom stood surrounded by displays of global impact, realizing her son had transcended traditional success. Nexus, activate privacy protocols, I said. The quantum glass windows shifted, cutting off unauthorized access. Breakthroughs expanded worldwide, reshaping human potential. Let them rewrite history, I thought. Nexus remembered every insult, every doubt, every misjudgment. I didn't build Nexus to prove them wrong. I built it because humanity deserved more. The future of intelligence unfolded around me, a testament to what happens when you ignore critics and pursue true innovation.